Come and cuddle by the fire in the evening. We'll forget about the snow and rain. While the skies are stormy, your arms will warm me. It's winter again. It's so thrilling when it's chilly in the winter, and the frost is on the window pane. Yeah, the sleigh bells ring. My heart is
Don't you just love February?
It's winter again.
Why not get away and book a Royal Caribbean cruise at royalcaribbean.com?
Guys, welcome. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining me here. My name is Matt. I'm from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. You are hanging out with me right here as we talk some Royal Caribbean together. And off the bat, epic super chat from Jan Fagan in the house. Jan, it's been a while, but let's get this party started. Oomps, oomps, oomps. Awesome way to start our super chat. Thank you, Jan, for the super chat. Thank you for, awesome way to start our stream, rather. You got the super chat from Jan, and hope you guys enjoyed that video. I love that video. It's a commercial from the Super Bowl, like back in 2011, I believe. I think it's the only time Royal Caribbean ever did a Super Bowl ad, and it was, every time February rolls around, I think of that commercial. It always reminds me of, like, the perfect time to go cruising. Of course, we can't go right now, but you know what I mean. Love that. Hello, one and all. Thank you for joining us here. Nick in the house, just returned from Quantum yesterday. Nick, how was the cruise, dude? Welcome back. Excuse me, a little sneeze there. Steve Carroll, we got a lot of people in chat. Andy, Joe Johnson, Michelle B, Maximilian from Munich, Guten Tag. Mark Zell, hello. We've got Jason Morris, thank you for joining us. Nancy Baker writes, it was great to see both Allure of the Seas and Explorer of the Seas make stops in Port Canaveral last week. Gives us hope. Yeah, I mean, those were just, resupply stops. But it is great seeing those ships back in there. You know what I mean? Love that. Gary Miola Jr., so jealous of Nick. I want to cruise again so bad. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Nick is in our chat almost every week. And Nick actually lives in Singapore. So he's one of the lucky few that gets to go on a Royal Caribbean cruise if he so chooses right now. It's actually his second time cruising on Quantum. If you can believe that, he's already been on two Royal Caribbean cruises in the last, a couple months. And the rest of us are sitting at home pulling what's left of our hair out. I'm just ready to move to Singapore. That's what needs to happen. I'm ready to move to Singapore. Kenny says he needs to adopt us all. Dude, hey, Nick, do your parents want to adopt another child, aging man with family? Is that cool? Can we do that? My goodness, I feel like by now I should have figured out how to become a resident of Singapore, but here I am. Jared, did the price of the overall water cabanas go up in price for a perfect day Coco Key? The prices, Jared, of cabanas will change almost at any day. There is no rhyme or reason. It's not a fixed price across the fleet. It changes from sailing to sailing. So could they have gone up? Absolutely, Jared. I wouldn't be surprised to hear that. Steve Cohen in the house booked Odyssey of the Seas for April 2022 out of Fort Lauderdale to Rome Transatlantic. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. So Brogan just booked a cruise for October 2022 on Mariner of the Seas. A lot of people booking cruises. I love that. What shows do they have on Mariner? On Mariner of the Seas, you have a couple different shows on there. You don't have like Broadway shows, but you got a nightly entertainment venue on there. Of course, you also have the ice skating show, which is fantastic. Ron Morton, the original friend here with an epic super chat. Thank you, Ron. Ron says, love your blog. Waiting for Norway 2021. Yes, my friend, I am booked. I really hope we get to go on there. Thank you for the super chat, Ron. Very kind of you. And dude, yeah, I'm at this point, I'm looking forward to any cruise, but of course, our Royal Caribbean Blog group cruises. Love it. Can't wait. Nija is here. How does the key work when it comes to shows on Mariner of the Seas? Can you reserve seats? If not, are the key seats in good parts of theaters? Good question. So in that situation, Nija, there's just seating reserved somewhere else. Hey, James, thanks for subscribing. There's just reserved seats somewhere. You obviously can't reserve it ahead of time. So there'll be a section for you. Now, the thing is, Nigel, one person's good seats, another person's I don't like these seats. My wife likes sitting super close, like first row. They're not going to be first row seats, but they are reserved seats, so you have to fight for them, if that makes any kind of sense. So, yeah, you get seats that basically are for people with the key. Whether or not you want them or not is a whole different story. But in my experience, as I recall, the key seats are usually, obviously, they're not terrible seats, but they're not front row either. Some people like front row, some people don't like front row. So I'm not sure if that really answers your question. Jason from Chicago in the house of Alaska cruise on Serenade of the Seas he has a cruise on Serenade of the Seas to Alaska, July 11th. Quite concerned, maybe a long shot. Yeah, you know what, Jason? A lot of people want to know what the heck is going to happen with these cruises to Alaska this year. No one really knows. I think that my best advice is hang on, baby, hold on. Isn't that how the song goes? Anyway, what have you got to lose at this point? You know what I mean? You're better off waiting for Royal Caribbean to cancel on you than the other way around. Kim Oakland with an epic super chat. Woo! My goodness, it's nothing but epic super chats tonight, which is, of course, above and beyond. I don't deserve it, but thank you guys. Kim writes, 165 days till the Norway group cruise. Fingers crossed that Norway and England open up in time. That cruise is allowed by then. Absolutely, fingers crossed. Thank you, Kim, for the super chat. Really appreciate that. You guys don't have to do super chats at all, but I really appreciate the one. If you do elect to do that, totally up to you. Not required. But thank you very much for your generosity, my goodness. And I can't wait. James Gatton, have you ever been on the Love and Marriage game show? I have not, James. My wife, let me tell you something. My wife will never want to go on there. She would rather, I think, probably jump overboard than go on the Love and Marriage game show. So there's that. Number one. Number two, I'm not all that eager to do so. I mean, I know too many people on the ship. It would never be they always say, oh, you will never see these people ever again in your life. Maybe not in my case. Maybe in my case, I might see some people. There might be video evidence too. So, yeah. Did I see Miss Becky Menken from MEI Travel in the house? Hello, Becky. Welcome. Thank you for joining us here. Aaron House just subscribed. Love watching your videos. Thank you. Yeah, you guys, if you haven't subscribed yet to Royal Caribbean Blog here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, man, because it's free to subscribe, and you'll get notified when there are new videos posted. And when we do live videos, we're live every Monday. We post like 2-3 videos a week. Plenty going on. Jordan G, what's going on? Welcome. Brogan, does a marinara have El Loco Fresh? It does not. It has, I think, better. It's got Azumi Hibachi, which is really good. You'll like that quite a bit. We got Patty from Illinois, booked for December Australia cruise on Anthem of the Seas. Please let the cruising begin. I wish I had any kind of pull on that, but yes, I agree with you 100%. Jason Peterson, are you having more cruise stories on the podcast? I am, but not this coming week, Jason. Actually, I don't have any more. No one else has reached out about sharing their cruise story with me. So it's back to topic episodes this week, but I would love to have more. Absolutely. And Jason Peterson was our guest star on the Royal Caribbean Blog podcast last week, talking about his cruise story on Harmony of the Seas. If you haven't listened to that, so Kenny, I can only like the video one time. Well, Kenny, I have it on good. I don't know what that word is. I'm pretty darn certain you got kids, you got a wife. Do they have YouTube accounts? Round up the family. Be like, family emergency, guys. I need you all to like Matt's video. Don't do that. They'll be like, who? What? Dad, forget it. You're crazy. So, Kelly M. booked Odyssey of the Seas for March 2022. Nice. We do have a brand new photo of Odyssey of the Seas at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Jen, is there a great Royal Caribbean Hawaii cruise? Jen, good question. Welcome. There are a couple of Hawaii cruises a year. Royal Caribbean does not offer regular cruises to Hawaii. They do offer cruises only to Hawaii when a ship is repositioning between Australia and North America. So on the way, they'll do a sailing. In fact, Royal Caribbean just released, and I posted about some new 2022 Hawaii cruises. So if you're interested in that, Jen, they are up on RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com if you want to check it out, and you can book them. But they're very few and far between. They don't offer regular sailings over there. Ziggy Z says, Grace with MEI Travel rocks. We love Grace, not just because she's from Connecticut, but because Grace is awesome, does a great job with her service, no question. Deontay from Illinois, longtime subscriber, first time catching the live chat. Welcome, Deontay. I'm so glad you are here, my friend. Booked Explorer of the Seas May 22, 2022, for vow renewal honeymoon. Nice. I like that. Score Jason says, Matt, I need to be on a cruise. Brother, you and me both, and about every other person in this live chat. Yes. Reen blesses Matt. Gutted my April cruise was canceled. Had booked for 2 years. Yeah, dude. Listen, I know exactly what you're going through. We're all in that scenario right now. We're all dealing with that. It stinks. No doubt about it. We got another super chat coming in. Alice in Iowa or IA. I'm assuming it's Iowa. But Alice, thank you for the super chat. Do you know how Mario is doing? So Alice is talking about Super Mario, who is, I believe, the most traveled cruiser on Royal Caribbean. He's the guest who's got the most points. He basically lived on the ship. I have not heard anything, Alice, directly from the bird's mouth. I don't have any contact with him even before that. I assume last I've heard he's either in his condo in Miami or he's like living in Europe with friends. I don't know, but I haven't heard one way or another. So that's not a very good update. But so the answer to your question is no, I've not heard anything about it. Beachy Mom, I heard that Saga Cruise Line is requiring vaccines. Any word from Royal Caribbean yet? No. Royal Caribbean has not said a thing. They have not made a decision about it yet. There was an update from Royal Caribbean Group Chairman and CEO Richard Finn a couple weeks ago saying that the Healthy Sail Panel would look at it, but there's been no policy about that. In fact, actually, tomorrow's video, I talk a little bit more about that in tomorrow's video. But essentially, no decision has been made. I'll be kind of surprised if they do. Saga Cruises, if you don't know, is a British cruise line that only allows people above 55 years old to go on the ship. It's not really an apples to apples, like, you know, it's not like Carnival or Norwegian or even Princess or Cunard. Saga's just this, they're an offshoot, man. I mean, they really are a very different clientele, different approach to cruising. I wouldn't read too much in what they're doing. Yeah, it is significant because it is a cruise line, technically, requiring the vaccine, but it's not really the same thing. So I'm still waiting to see what else is going to happen. I did see that Norwegian Cruise Line is going to require the vaccine for their employees. That just makes good business. Sounds like a lot of companies are looking at that as well. But the bottom line is, let me make this very clear for everybody. Royal Caribbean has not made any policy one way or another regarding vaccines. So, Danny DiMatteo, have you ever had a bad experience on a cruise? Yeah, I got seasick like once or twice. That's probably the worst thing that's ever happened. Actually, that was one thing that was bad for me. The other thing, and you may have heard or read about this in St. Thomas. I had a really bad experience in St. Thomas dealing with the taxis over there. So, you know, lesson learned. Listen, at the end of the day, I'll go to St. Thomas every day of the week if it means I get back on a cruise. Michael asked with a super chat. When cruising starts up, do you think all green ships on the CDC sail list will sail, or will they ramp up with a few ships and add several more each month? Good question, Michael S. And Kenny K, thank you for the super chat from the family. Best airport, Fort Lauderdale or Miami, doesn't matter the port, both are close. Fort Lauderdale's easier in, easier out than Miami. So Michael wants to know the CDC list. If you guys seen it, the CDC is maintaining this list of cruise ships that are in green, yellow, or red status, and it pertains not to their ability to cruise with you or I, but really to be able to exchange employees freely, essentially, within U.S. ports. I think, Michael, it's probably a good sign of maybe the direction they're going in. But I believe when they restart initially, it will be just a couple ships to start with. It will not be the full list. I would be very surprised if that was the case. So my expectation is you're going to have a couple ships, probably Mariner, probably Navigator, probably Symphony, maybe another ship or two, but at the most, I think you're start with just a couple of ships and build from there. It might even just be one ship. I wouldn't be surprised to see that as well. Now, of course, you guys know I'm a terrible predictor of things. I'm not very accurate, so I could be 100% wrong on all this, but that is my expectation. Michael asked, so I figured I would say something. Michael is an awesome guy. How are you, Michael? Thanks for joining us here. I see Mike Pastore in the chat. I just want to say a big shout out to Mr. Mike Pastore. Mike shares a lot of Royal Caribbean blog posts on his Facebook groups. Love that. Sharing the love, so I appreciate that. You're a good man, Michael Pastore. Hope you're doing well, my friend. So, yeah, Kenny, with the super chat, if you, I forget how it works exactly, but I don't know if you typed a message before or during it, but your question, Kenny, was about the airport, right? What is a green ship, environment or COVID? COVID, essentially. But again, it doesn't pertain to you or I. There's a list that the CDC has that basically runs down what these ships have not had COVID in, I believe, 28 days, 30 days, something like that, and have been inspected and are basically clear just to essentially let employees on or off the ship. It has nothing to do with cruises actually restarting, but it's probably, as Michael S. was kind of pointing out, probably a good sign. You want to have a ship in green status. That's a good sign right there. So, yeah. Mark the Shark, hello and welcome. We've got a lot of great questions in here so far. Does Royal Caribbean have any plans to go to India? Not really, no. Royal Caribbean certainly hasn't said anything about it. The only times they've ever cruised to India, and you're probably aware of this, is when ships are repositioning between Asia and Europe. But it does not seem to be the market that they're aiming for. I certainly haven't heard anything about that, quite frankly. So, Boytnot, I hope I said that right. What's the info on Icon of the Seas? Not a whole lot. You know, Royal Caribbean has been very quiet, even before COVID. They were not talking about Icon. Icon of the Seas is the first of a new class of ships that was supposed to be coming out, I believe, in 2023 or 2. There's no way it's coming out that early. But it's the new class ships. You've got Odyssey of the Seas this year. You've got Wonder of the Seas next year. That's the revised schedule. And then Icon of the Seas after that. But we've heard nothing about that at this point. Angela Roman with the super chat. Thanks for the birthday wishes the other day. Well, Angela, happy birthday to you guys in chat. Please wish Angela happy birthday. It was her birthday a couple days ago, but you know what? It still counts. Like I tell my kids, Angela, when it's my birthday, it's birthday week, so it can be your birthday week as well. And Art Guy with the super chat. Keep it up, brother. All right, thank you, Art. Appreciate that. Thank you both for the super chats. Very, very kind of you. Unnecessary, but thank you. Appreciate it. Is Celebrity Cruises under Royal Caribbean? Yeah, so there's Royal Caribbean Group, which owns Celebrity, Royal Caribbean International, and Silver Sea Cruises. Almost said Azamara, but not anymore. Sub Zippo wants to know, is there any good way to look up theme cruises and niche events like the Star Trek cruise, the Chris Jericho cruise? There's not an easy way. Google is your friend, basically. There's no clearinghouse that I am aware of, either through the cruise line or even a third party, that tracks them all, because groups come in many different sizes, you know? So your best option is to simply search. You know, just Google, Star Trek cruises, theme cruises. Yeah, that's probably your best bet, but there isn't any kind of official listing that I've seen related to that. Richard M83, do you think it's worth it to go onshore at Labadee if you're not interested in zipline or coaster, or better stay on the ship? Oh yeah, no, you go to Labadee, just hang out by the beach, dude. Most people, Richard, when they go to Labadee, it's a beach day. It's get off the ship, find a spot by the beach, hang out there, enjoy your time. Hello?
I'm a janitor.
Because you're wearing ski pants?
They're not ski pants, they're janitor clothes.
Tom Chapman, where do Wonder and Icon fit in size-wise? Okay, good question, Tom. So Wonder, theoretically, it hasn't been confirmed, but I would be shocked if it wasn't. Wonder of the Seas should be the largest cruise ship in the world. Icon of the Seas, the Icon class, will be larger than the Quantum class, but smaller than the Oasis class. From what we're told, it's going to be about 5,000 passengers or so. Sorry says, in comparison with other cruise lines, Royal Caribbean has managed the cancellations due to the pandemic way better. Interesting you say that. Cool. Is there a reason why you believe that? I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just curious why you think that. Nigel wants to know, are swimsuits with belts allowed at Perfect Day Key water slides? I don't think so, Nigel. In fact, you can't even wear a rash guard down the water slides. I have had to, unfortunately, scare young children by taking off my rash guard when I go down the water slides. So I would imagine not, but I've not tried that particular scenario. Cricket wants to know, I'm going on Oasis this season in May. How tough is it to use the flow rider? I've never done it because I know I don't have the coordination for it. I have heard number one, it looks difficult. Number two, I've heard it's a lot more like skateboarding than it is surfing. So if you're a very good skateboarder, perhaps you'll pick that up. I think the question really is how hard or not hard it is to go on the flow rider. I think more has to do with the fact your own coordination or lack thereof. So it's not bad. It's actually a lot of fun. A lot of people love going on the flow rider, but practice makes perfect, as they say, and I think that's definitely the case with the flow rider. So make sure you wear pants that are not going to slip off. That's also a pro tip. If you're ladies, do not wear a two-piece. Wear one piece. Make sure it's very tight. You know what I'm talking about. Will Allure of the Seas be amplified like Oasis? Well, she was supposed to be. Right now, all of the amplifications, including Allure of the Seas, is on hold until further notice. We don't have any kind of timeline as to when that might resume, and that has to do with the fact that, quite frankly, Royal Caribbean doesn't have any money to spend on it. So, yeah. Jason says, Florida looks like a lot of fun, but no one wants to see this beach whale flailing around. Welcome to the club, Jason. Well, it's not even that. I know my limits, and the Flow Rider, beyond my limits. Alexandra's whatever wants to know, what is my favorite Royal Caribbean ship? Harmony of the Seas. Love Harmony. Mitch Powell, what's up, dude? How did you get hooked on Royal Caribbean? And do you have a side job or exclusively run the website and podcast? Thanks. Good question. So, actually, Mitch, RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com is my full-time job. I went full-time with it in October 2019. Yeah, good timing. And no, it is my full-time job. And how did I get hooked on Royal Caribbean? Well, I started cruising actually with Disney, and then I went over to Royal Caribbean, and I really loved what Royal Caribbean was doing. And a combination of Disney becoming insanely expensive and Royal Caribbean really hitting that sweet spot, in my opinion, of value and being a market leader in terms of what you can find and do on board. I love that their ships, everything about it really grabbed me. And I remember trying Norwegian cruise. I went on one NCL cruise. Now, granted, this wasn't their latest and greatest ship, okay? But I went on an NCL cruise thinking, maybe I just like cruising. Maybe I just like any ship that I can go on. And boy, did I not enjoy it. I didn't have a bad time, but I did not enjoy it anywhere like I liked Royal Caribbean. So basically, I just think that I love the Royal Caribbean product. I think it really speaks to, the way I like to cruise. So, and I love that they're market leaders. I love latest and greatest. That's a big thing for me. Tony Diaz, Matt, let them wear a two-piece. You're ruining for us dirty old guys. I'm not touching that one. Brandon, why is Harmony of the Seas heading to Barcelona if they're not doing dry dock? I don't know, Brandon. I can't explain to you. Also, actually, I do know the answer to that question, Brandon. So, there's a difference between amplifications and refurbishments. Cruise ships have to get refurbished every 5 years. In fact, even during the shutdown, Allure of the Seas and Explorer of the Seas were refurbished, technical refurbishments, where they basically, it's like taking your car in for an oil change. No major upgrades, no new water slides, restaurants, anything like that, but they take it in to get the maintenance done. That has to be done, and that will get done. And to your point, Brandon, Harmony will get that done, absolutely. Daniel, favorite thing to get at Sabor? Ooh, well, I love, if we're talking drinks at Sabor, which is the Mexican specialty restaurant on a couple of Royal Caribbean ships, I love the avocado margarita. That's my favorite drink. My favorite food, I mean, I'd be remiss if I didn't say the guacamole, dude. That guacamole is amazing. Love it. For entrees, they have a great fish taco. Love it. You can't go wrong with any of the tacos, quite frankly. So, yeah. Cruise Addicts is here. What's up, dude? Hey, Matt, is Royal Caribbean blog lamp on your shelf? Yes. James Gatton made that for me. So that is a Royal Caribbean blog lamp. Look how awesome that looks. Oh, so nice. Paul Gianandrea. What's up, Paul? Hope I said your name right. Long time no see from Scotland. Used to watch on Periscope. I've now resubscribed, so I get to watch these videos again. Welcome back, Paul. Good to see you, buddy. Cam Oakland says, when we go on vacation, including cruising, my husband and I are more the sit and chill rather than the lots of activities. Is there a Royal Caribbean ship that would be more appropriate than others? Oh, absolutely, Kim. Radiance class. You want to go on the Radiance class. I mean, the Vision class as well, but I love the Radiance class a little bit more. But I would say if you're just looking for sit and chill, I mean, the Radiance class has got your name written on it, Kim. It's fantastic. Brilliance of the Seas, Radiance, Serenade. Excellent choice. You will love it. I go on Brilliance every year except for this year. My sad face. But I absolutely love that ship. It's a great weekend escape or just, sitting by the pool all day, which ain't bad about that. Stacy, when's the Icon set to sail? Good question. We don't know. Royal Caribbean has been very tight-lipped about more information about it. And I suspect, Stacy, because of the whole shutdown and everything going on, it's going to be delayed. There's no way that whatever the original timeline was is going to be in place. I just don't see that happening. So, Bergen, when is my next cruise? My next cruise I booked right now is in June on Allure of the Seas. But Fear not, friends. Whenever cruising resumes, I'll book whatever needs to be booked. Fear not. So, Daniel, do you not do Facebook Live on Saturdays anymore? I do not, Daniel. No. During the shutdown, I decided 2 Facebook Lives a week was probably a bit of overkill. So just on Tuesdays, Daniel. Saturdays are now my day off. I get to watch TV or play video games. Ocean Channel 2, does Royal Caribbean have cruises to Hong Kong or Taiwan? They have cruises out of Hong Kong sometimes, but not to those destinations. They have cruises out of China, and they almost always go to Japan. Nick, any idea how to book later options work, like when booking on board at the next cruise desk? So you're talking about an open booking, Nick. So if you go to Next Cruise and you want to book a cruise, but you're not sure which one, you can do an open booking, which is basically it's like a gift certificate you're giving yourself, good for deposit on a future cruise. I don't recommend them, Nick. The reason being, back in the day, a couple of years ago, they were really good because they would give you the same benefits whether you booked an open booking, which is what you're talking about, or a specific booking. But then Royal was like, no, these open bookings are giving us problems. So they watered down the open bookings, but maintained the specific bookings. So what I would do, Nick, even if you have no idea what to book, just book something really far out, like as far out as you can. Put the deposit down. You can always make it refundable, and then you can always change your mind later on. Just make sure it's refundable, Nick. That's the important thing. But by changing the reservation, if you book, Quantum of the Seas in 2022, and then you change your mind and want to go on Quantum of the Seas, knowing you, Nick, next month, if you change that, the benefit for booking through Next Cruise follows the reservation. So, Dennis Orman, how is unused ship credit refunded? It depends on how you got the credits, Dennis. When you get an FCC, if your cruise was canceled by Royal Caribbean, you have a certain date between whenever your cruise is canceled and that date to be able to change your FCC into a refund. But if that date is passed, it can never be refunded again. Let's see here. Joyce, what's the best party ship? They all have a great party. Royal doesn't have, they're not like a party line, but there's always something going on there. But weekend cruises are always a good idea. If you're looking for more of a party vibe, the cruises that leave on Friday, come back on a Monday, you'll probably find more of that, especially in Miami. Tony Diaz with the super chat. Instead of being on a cruise surrounded by water, I'm here in New York, surrounded by lots and lots and lots of snow. Tony, love it, my friend. You know what, my buddy? This goes out to you. We played this earlier. You might have missed it. Just for you.
Come and cuddle by the fire in the evening. We'll forget about the snow and rain. While the skies are stormy, your arms will warm me. It's winter again. It's so thrilling when it's chilly in the winter, and the frost is on the window pane. Yeah, the sleigh bells ring. My heart is
Don't you just love February?
It's winter again.
Why not get away and book a Royal Caribbean?
Just for Tony. We played that at the beginning, but I guess you missed it. Want to make sure you you enjoyed that one. And Ed Space with the super chat. Thank you, Ed. Does Royal Caribbean ever let us fish from the ship? No. You can fish when you in some of the ports, obviously, but not off the side of the ship. Absolutely not. No. Becky Mencken says that's the best strategy right now. Book 2022 now because availability will go quick when the dam of pent up demand breaks. Got it. There you go. Not a bad idea. Tom Chapman, when do Wonder and Icon of the Seas fit? Oh, we talked about this, Tom. Icon is smaller than the Oasis class, bigger than the Quantum class. Wonder is an Oasis class ship, so will be among the biggest, if not the biggest cruise ship in the world. Brandon Hilliard with the super chat. My goodness, you guys are going crazy today with super chats. Thank you. Matt, when are we going to see the final line again? Man, I miss seeing that show, dude. Oh, I miss that dude spinning around in like 800 circles. Yeah, the fine line is the show in the Aqua Theater on Harmony of the Seas. Absolutely love it. I hope soon, Brandon, but I wish I wish I could tell you the exact timing of that. So, Jonesy, fish from a cruise ship? I can just hear the Jeff Foxworthy joke now. You know what? You don't have to be a redneck to have to want to be able to fish. I get that. I think it's a fair question. Certainly, there are some people that probably think that way, Jonesy. But, listen, if you actually want to, there's plenty of great fishing opportunities. A lot of ports, and not most of them in the Caribbean, offer some sort of a fishing excursion, deep water fishing or some other kind. So, Jared, would you say that second dining is roughly an hour and a half long, about 8 to 9:30? Yeah, generally, I would say, Jared, in my experience, the earliest you can get out of dinner, assuming you don't say I need to get out of dinner here in like 45 minutes, usually it's between 60 and 90 minutes, depends on timing, of course. Sometimes it'll run as late as like 2 hours. Usually the first day can always take a little bit longer, so that's not unheard of there. Holy moly, we've got another epic super chat. Woo! Sharon Stockman coming in with the epic super chat. Thank you, Sharon. Sharon writes, thanks for keeping us informed so we don't have to do the research. Just here to regurgitate information for all of you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Very, very kind of you to say. Ben Lasky, what's your favorite day of the cruise? Day 2. Day 1 I love, don't get me wrong. I love the second day, the first full day on board. Love it. Kathy L, welcome. Good to see you here. Lisa wants to know, what makes Harmony my favorite ship? It's the best of the Oasis class and the best of the Quantum class put together. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I love the shows on board, the dining options. Harmony has Sabor. It has Columbus the Musical. It has Grease, which is a great show. For all those reasons, I love Harmony of the Seas. It does help it goes out of Port Canaveral as well, but I loved it even before that. So, Mitch, huge fan of Becky Menken on Lou Mangello's show. Matt, do you do any business with WW Radio, Small World? If so, huge Royal Caribbean Disney fan. I do not. I know of obviously Mr. Mangello. Listen, I live in kind of the same town as him. When you drive in, Lou has erected a giant statue to himself as you drive in, and he walks around town waving to the little people, relatively speaking, because of course he is a little person himself. And he blows kisses to children who are like, "Who is that weird guy over there? Don't worry about it, honey. Just leave him alone." But yes, I've known Lou for a number of years, and you know what? Witness protection has kept me out of his hair for a little bit. His very well gelled hair, but I'm assuming he'll never see any of this. But it is funny, Mitch. You are not the first person to come from the Disney side of things over to the cruising side of things, and maybe even keep a toe in both. That's okay too. But welcome, Mitch. Good to see you. Rolling like that. Hi, Matt. I'm reaching platinum soon. Is there any noticeable difference between gold and platinum? Yes. The most noticeable difference is your balcony discount. So at gold, you get no discount, but once you hit platinum, you get a balcony discount on top of any cruise you book, which is really good. So it really makes the decision to book a balcony or an inside a little more difficult or a little easier, depending on your perspective, I suppose. So, hey, Michelle Prose is here. Hello, Michelle. Mungo, which is the worst roller cruise to go on, in my opinion? The one you don't go on. There isn't a bad cruise, Mungo. I know I don't think you're being a troll or anything. I think it's a fair question. But there isn't like a bad cruise. This isn't like asking me like, what's a bad restaurant to go to? I think any ship, any cruise has the potential to be amazing. It really depends on what are you looking for. And I wrote a blog post at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com a little while back saying, what is the worst, I think the title was, what's the worst Royal Caribbean ship or something like that. And the answer is there isn't a worst ship from an objective standpoint. We've done some scientific research and we determined it is this one. Far from it. Instead, it really is, what is the best choice for you? What are you looking for in a ship? If you're saying, Matt, I got kids, or I want to go, I need a ship that has water slides, I want a Broadway show, I want a couple different specialty restaurants, well, then obviously there are going to be some choices that are better than others for you. So that's really what, at the crux of, again, there isn't a bad cruise or the worst cruise you could go on. It's really a question of what are you looking for in that ship and picking the right one there. And again, a good travel agent can help you determine the answer to that if you're not sure. Because if you're brand new, I get it. It's like, how do I determine that, Matt? I don't know anything about these ships. Well, you can certainly read RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com and learn about your ships, but you could also talk to a good travel agent and they can help you out. Jared, is there a lava cake dessert at the main dining room? There is something like that. I forget what they call it. Gosh, it's been a while now, Jared. But yes, there's a, oh gosh, it's not sourdough, but it's like a bittersweet chocolate souffle kind of thingy. Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't think it's souffle, but it's something like that. My wife gets it it's always the good option in the main dining room. I think my wife gets it every time. Nick, do you think Wonder of the Seas will pass Dubai, Singapore before going to China? Yes. I don't know about Singapore. Dubai, absolutely. I mean, she's on her way. She has to get there. She's starting in Europe. She's got to get there. She's going to, every new ship that goes to Asia, Nick, always goes through the Suez. So, yes. Tom, what's your opinion on the crazy big writing on Odyssey? I love it, dude. Evolution. It's good. I think it's nice. I think it's, it's like John Hancock said, writing it large enough so King George can see it without his glasses. It doesn't bother me at all. I think if you want a gaudy ship design, look at Norwegian cruises, okay? The NCL designs on their hulls are gross. The fact that they're bigger, I think is nice. I think it stands out a little bit more. I think it's a very clean design. I love it. I don't have a problem with it at all. So, nope, doesn't bother me. Becky Mankin, I just want a ship right now. I'm craving a tropical adult beverage and listening to the waves hit the bow, from your sweet, no doubt, as we sail to the next port. Listen, I mock Becky, but I also want exactly the same thing. Also want a sweet. Thank you. Nigel, have you ever traveled on Carnival? I have not gone on Carnival. Daniel, will Icon Class be designed like Quantum Class? Don't know. The amount of information we know about Icon. I'm going to tell you everything we know about Icon. You guys ready for this? The next Royal Caribbean class of ships. I'm going to list everything we know, and if there's nothing else beyond this, it's called the Icon Class. It's going to be about 5,000 passengers. It's going to be a little bit bigger. It's going to be bigger than the Quantum Class, smaller than the Oasis Class, and it's coming out after Odyssey and Wonder of the Seas. After that, we know nothing. We don't know what it looks like. We don't know what's on board the ship. All we know is it's going to be a cruise ship. It's going to float, and everything I told you. So, Royal Caribbean playing it very close to the vest. And I think, honestly, guys, the whole shutdown is not helping more information being disseminated, but we shall see. And, of course, if I do have more information, I'll be happy to share it with you guys here on Royal Caribbean Blog. Oliver, if we could cruise during the pandemic, my kids wonder if Adventure Ocean would be open. I believe it is open, Oliver, on Quantum of the Seas in Singapore. So the answer is almost certainly yes. Michael, when will ships cruise from the Baltimore, Maryland port? Michael, we don't know when any ship will resume service anywhere in the U.S. yet. Don't know. Remains to be seen. Let's see. David, we're just booked our first transatlantic on Allure, April 2022. Any insight to cruises crossing the pond? Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about when you do a transatlantic, a lot of sea days. You probably already knew that. But it's a great opportunity to explore the ship and see everything. Usually if you do a 7-night cruise, it's not enough time to do it all and see it all. On a transatlantic, you probably get very close to seeing most of the things on board, whether they're activities, going to especially restaurants, hitting up all the pools and everything like that. You'll have plenty of time to do that. So take advantage of your time on board the ship. Don't just sleep it all away, although that's very tempting. Jason Morris, any recommendations on hotels near Miami? There's a lot of great hotels in Miami. The Intercontinental is my favorite. The Doubletree Biscayne Bay, love that one as well. If you're looking for a hotel on South Beach, I would recommend the Surfcomer Hotel. It's another great one as well. Jen F, Boardwalk balcony or Central Park balcony? Noises, people watching, views. I like Central Park balcony better than Boardwalk, relatively speaking. It's great for people watching for both. I think actually probably Boardwalk has better people watching, but I love the ambiance of Central Park. It's a little bit more. It's also a smidge quieter, but when you're sleeping at night, it doesn't matter at all. I think you'll like them both, but I like Central Park balconies better, personally. So, yeah. Let's see. Kathy L, I have a back-to-back in July. 1 is 7 days, and the second is 9. I don't see the 9 listed for sale anymore. So Kathy, the reason why you're not seeing the 9-nighter listed anymore is because Royal Caribbean is not selling them anymore, but they're not canceled either. The CDC said that cruises in between now and November from the U.S. cannot exceed 7 nights. So while Royal Caribbean figures out what to do with those sailings, Kathy, those 9-nighters, they've just paused them. They haven't canceled them yet. So you're not missing anything per se. It's a matter of them deciding what to do with it. Gloria Russell is, hello and welcome. Is there a big difference in price between refundable and non-refundable deposits? Generally, I don't believe there's a major discrepancy. I've seen some situations where there is, but I'm going to tell you this, Gloria. I don't think it's worth it to get non-refundable cruise fare. I don't think it's worth it because in today's day and age, of unknowns. You want flexibility. Do yourself a favor. Get refundable cruise fare. It's not like refundable airfare where, if you book a flight that's refundable, you'll pay like triple or something like that. No. We're talking about a couple $100s. And I'm not talking 600. I'm talking like, 200, 300, something like that, if that. So, yeah, that's be my recommendation. Let's see. We got time for another question or two, guys. Then I got to run. Beachy Mama loves the Lure of the Seas. Great ship. Yes. Troy says we booked a holiday cruise this December on Liberty of the Seas. Nice. Love it. That's fantastic. Really nice. Marion, best hotel for Port Canaveral in August. When it comes to Port Canaveral, you have really two choices. Don't assume you have to stay in Port Canaveral, actually, because you could very easily stay over in Orlando. I'm assuming, Marion, you're probably flying in, even if you're driving, it doesn't matter. Orlando has like a bazillion hotels that are bigger, cheaper, as in price-wise, and offer way more stuff to do near the hotel, rather. So while staying at the port is nice, and I've stayed at Port Canaveral, it's wonderful as well, in Cocoa Beach and whatnot. If you're not finding great options there or prices or what have you, look at Orlando, because the drive from Orlando to the port, it's like 45 minutes to an hour. It's really not that much. You're going to be excited anyway on the first day of your cruise, and getting up a little early to do the drive is not a big deal. So I think you shouldn't overlook Orlando. That being said, I stayed, there's a couple of hotels I do recommend that I've stayed at. One would be the Holiday Inn Beach Vacations Resort, Port Canaveral. It's right by the port, actually. I love that place. I've stayed there. And I also stayed at it was a Westgate Resort, Cocoa Beach. I think they might have changed names. I'm not sure, but those are both really, really good. We have reviews of that at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, so you get more. If you're saying, Matt, what? Just go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com and RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/search and type in Port Canaveral. You'll find some stuff over there as well. Joyce, have they finished the new dock in Galveston? Joyce, they haven't even started it yet. They delayed it by a year, and it is supposed to begin construction, Joyce, in April. Will I miss Majesty of the Seas? Yeah, I mean, listen, I sailed on Majesty once to Cuba. I would be remiss if I said that, I'd be lying to all you guys if I said that Majesty was my favorite ship by any means. It didn't, it wasn't. But you got to love the history of these ships, and they serve a role, and yeah, absolutely, I will. Wow, we got a super chat coming in from Danny DiMatteo. Thank you, Danny, for the super chat. Cheers. This drink of water goes out to you. Thank you, Matt, for doing these. Much appreciated. Well, thank you, Danny, for the super chat. That is very kind of you. It is much appreciated with your generosity, sir. Thank you. Susan Westfall, can you make a non-refundable cruise refundable after booking is complete? No, can't go that way. You can go the other way. You can go from refundable to non-refundable, but you'd have basically what you'd do, Susan, is you'd be canceling. So obviously to do that, you would incur then the penalty. You could still do that, of course, Susan, but you'd be out $100 per person for the change fee. Yeah. Stinks. The only thing you could do, Susan, and I wonder, actually, now thinking about it, Susan, what if you canceled on their cruise with confidence, got a future cruise credit, and then rebooked under refundable? That's a good question for the talented travel agents at MEI Travel. That theoretically should work. Emphasis on theoretically. Hey, Serena, hello and welcome. New to the Royal Caribbean family, welcome. Just booked my first family cruise on Symphony for August 2022. Are there a lot of activities for kids 9 to 16? Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. Absolutely. Tons to do. I mean, look, you can see two of them on my wall. There's that. You can go zip lining. You can go rock climbing. There's children's programming on board the ship. There's water slides. Let me tell you this much. You picked the best ship for kids that age, Serena. They're gonna have a ball. You're gonna have a ball. You might not see your kids all that much. I'll be honest with you. They might be too busy doing all the fun things on board, leaving you and maybe your spouse and the other adults in your group just alone. Not the worst thing in the world as a parent, right? So, all right, guys. I really appreciate everybody joining us here. Thank you so much. I want to say a big thank you to all the super chatters today. Danny DiMatteo, thank you. Sharon Stockman, thank you. Brandon Hilliard, thank you. Ed Speece, thank you. Tony Diaz, thank you for the super chat. Art Guy, thank you for the super chat. Angela Roman, thank you for the super chat, and happy birthday once more. Kenny K, thank you for the super chat. Michael S, thank you for the super chat. Alice from Iowa, thanks for the super chat. Kim Oakland, thank you for the super chat. Ron Morton, thank you for the super chat. And Jan Fagan, thank you for the super chat. Guys, check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. There is plenty more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, advice waiting for you over at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Have a great rest of your week. Enjoy. Do something fun. Stay safe out there. And we'll be talking very soon again right here on YouTube. See you guys.